Well, hello, my beautiful Gemini. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career or money reading for the end of September, right through the end of October 2023. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful. There's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Gemini, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. Let us see what is happening for you over the next 6 weeks or so in your career. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Gemini? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Now, your first card is the Magician. Okay, so this indicates that you are someone who's very gifted, very talented at what you do. Anything you turn your hand to, you're actually really good at it. Okay, now I do see that there are some restructures in your career at the moment, some major changes, but I do see that you're very flexible to navigate these changes and negotiate better deals. But let's see what else is going on there for you. I'm just going to go get one more card because your outcome energy, we've got the Moon, we've got the Tower, we've got the Death card, and we've got the Hierophant. Okay, so I'll just clarify those energies. But what I do see here is that there is a surprise opportunity coming your way that can create a new beginning in your career or open you up to a new path or a sector. So it could be that your skill set is being noticed, you're being recognized for what you do, and I definitely see that there is some sort of change. I see there is a position. It's almost like I see someone in the hierarchy. If you work for a company, for example, they're noticing your skill set, they're noticing what you do, and I definitely see that they are focusing on you at this time, and I feel like they're trying to elevate you in some way. But also I get a sense here that some of you are actually walking away because you currently feel unappreciated, undervalued, and you may feel like you are currently working with people who are very selfish in the working environment. Yeah, you've got the Empress there. So this is you really looking at value. You're looking at the reciprocal exchange in your career, the effort that you put in to your working environment and what you're getting out of it. So let me just get your final cards before I close. Double 8 at the end. So numerical synchronicity tends to mean that there are major changes happening for your benefit. Okay, thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide? Oof, something is really done. At the end of October here, we've got lots of swords. So you're all up in your head about some sort of move. I mean, what I see here is you creating space for something more in your career. I feel like, let me see, we've got the King of Cups energy here as well for you. So I feel like you're securing a position that is better than ever before. I definitely see some of you are a little bit nervous or anxious. You may be going up for an appraisal or some sort of communication with your boss if you're in a career environment where you work with other people. And if you're an entrepreneur, you may see some policies changing or some sort of restructure in your career sector that you may be worried about. And you're wondering, how does it affect you? Well, long term, I actually see that these things will benefit you. I feel like they will change in a way where you can navigate these changes, be very flexible, and it works in your favor. You've got a 4 of Pentacles there, which is to take ownership. You've got a solid foundation. I feel like you're securing your finances, and I feel like you're going to be able to save long term. But also, you've got a King of Cups there, which indicates you're going to be able to love what you do and step into some sort of leadership position or position where you have managerial skills or you've got more responsibility, you're loving what you do. But ultimately, I definitely get a sense that things are changing in your career environment, and it may rise a little bit of anxiety. So you may see some sort of restructure where you're working at the moment and you're wondering, how does it affect you? I actually see that there's nothing really to worry about here. We do have the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Ten of Swords at the end there, which indicates some of you may decide to walk away from something that you feel is unfair, or you may feel that you are undervalued, underestimated, and not appreciated or noticed for the effort that you're putting in to your career at this moment. I actually see some of you may launch something new as well. You may have lots of ideas that are already formulating. I feel like there's plans in motion here for you right now, and some of you are going to launch those ideas that you've got, and I feel like you're manifesting better. Okay, the Magician card is your protagonist energy. So you're currently in the law of attraction, attracting more opportunity towards you. And as I said, this card indicates you're a very gifted person. You have a lot of skill set, and anything that you turn your hand to, you're actually naturally good at it. This card indicates you have all the resources within you to get what you want in your career. You're very creative, and I feel this is really about your focus this month. I feel like you're going to be super focused on your goals, and some of you may feel like you've had a path that has been delayed. You may have felt that opportunities didn't go your way. You may have felt that you've come up against a lot of selfish people who may have tried to take credit for your ideas, or may have tried to stifle your path or drain your energy. And I feel like you're moving away from that time. I feel like you're moving into a better time in your career. Something big is shifting for you, and I feel there's a major restructure. Also, with the Magician card, it indicates that you're in control. Okay, so I definitely get a sense here that you are super focused, you're building in confidence, and you're looking at the value. You know, you are someone who works really hard, and as I said, you've already got plans in motion here that are going to be very successful, very fruitful. And the Ten of Cups indicates ultimately, as long as you enjoy your environment and you enjoy what you do, then I feel like you will thrive. And if there's something in your career right now that's not working for you, or you feel you're in an environment where people are not pulling their weight, especially since the Six of Pentacles is in your resistance position, I feel like you're looking at the balance or the exchange. So you put a lot of effort in. I feel like you try to enjoy your work. You are someone who is a pro at what you do. Okay, the Empress energy, male or female, it's not a gender specific reading. It's about the energy. And the Empress tells me that you are someone who has a lot of experience in what you do, and naturally you're also very gifted in that area as well. But ultimately I feel like you have a lot of potential, and there's this energy here of you wanting to work in an environment where you feel valued, where you feel appreciated, and I feel like you're erecting healthier standards and barriers in the working environment as well to really get what you truly deserve and desire. I definitely see here with the Empress energy that you have great expectations, because you are so talented at what you do. And it's not an ego that I'm feeling here, because the sun is in the resistance position. You definitely haven't got that ego. I feel sometimes you doubt your skills, actually. But I feel some of you are either going to be headhunted or going to be tapped for some sort of increase in your finances. We will have a look at that in a moment. But the Ten of Cups, it really indicates that you're looking for that sweet opportunity, okay? This is a card which indicates a lot of you have family responsibilities, and you're trying to find an opportunity that increases your wealth in order to look after you, pay the bills, but also to extend towards your family. Some of you may even think about going into working for the family business, or I feel this is like your manifestations right now, which is to have, serenity, peace, good fortune, well-being, to take pleasure in all that you do. And I feel by the end of October, you're actually going to be really proud of yourself in all that you've accomplished, because I feel like you're going to be in the flow of productivity. I feel like you're going to be very busy, but you're going to be enjoying what you do. So it doesn't feel like you are pushed and pulled in many different directions or too scattered. You may have been feeling that way, but I feel there is a bit of a shift in your career where you feel completely on top of things, completely in the flow. And the Ten of Cups indicates that, you should feel proud of yourself, because I feel like you've got this. Now, as I said, some of you may be thinking about setting up something that is creative, launching something new. Maybe you're working behind the scenes to get this done that is separate from perhaps work that you already do, because you have a Six of Pentacles, which can indicate that you're giving your energy to two different streams of income or two different forms of work. And I feel it's been a lot, okay? But I get a sense here that you're going to find that balance that you require. The Sun card in the resistance position, it tells me that you're exhausted or you've had low energy, and you're looking at practices in your career environment that perhaps waste your time or take up too much of your time and don't really add value to the role itself. So I definitely see that some of you could be changing your approach or changing your practice, or in some way changing like electronic equipment in order to streamline your working environment to make things faster. Okay, they just gave me the word processor. That's so random. It just came out, processor. So maybe that's part of your title, or back in the day, a word processor used to be a thing. I'm not sure, processor. Maybe it's that you're going to be doing a lot of like paperwork, filing. There's going to be a lot of administrative work there. They're just giving me processor. So I'm going to leave that there because it's so random and I don't really know what it's connected to, okay? The Sun card in the resistance position, some of you may have been feeling a little bit unmotivated. You may have felt that it's the same old thing, just a different day, and you require a little bit more stimulation in your career. You may feel that your skill set is not being fully utilized. You're capable of more. And I feel you just want to bring a little bit more excitement into your role. And with the Sun card, I definitely get a sense here that you are learning to shine and allow your skill sets to speak for itself, because you're very talented. And I keep saying that. I know I keep saying that. But to have an Empress and a Magician card as your protagonist energy, this really sets you apart. It makes you very different from other people. Now, maybe it's because you're a sign of duality. You can tap into all aspects of self, and some people, they just don't have that flexibility where you can be very cerebral, you're very intelligent, and you have the courage and bravery to be bold and, move in a direction that perhaps other people wouldn't, but also you have the creativity and the know-how. And also some of you may have that inner fight or flight energy where you wonder whether you're more suited to like an office job or something that's contractual, that's long-term, or whether you are more suited to like freelance work. So I really get a sense here that you are like either broadening your horizons or really tapping into where you've been so far in your career, how far you've come, and where you want to take your career to the next level. But the Sun card indicates that you're going to be very successful and that you're building something really solid, something you can be really proud of. There's a lot of positivity around your career, and I feel that you are going to experience intense joy in what you do. But the Six of Pentacles in this position, it's like you got it in the reverse. So this tells me that some of you have been doing more work than someone else. You may have been struggling with your career or even with finances. Okay, some of you are trying to remain positive during difficult circumstances, but I definitely see here with the King of Cups, and I will pull a card on it because I feel you're going to regain more money. If you're worried about money, I definitely see more money coming on in. And if you have currently come to this reading and you've already like lost your job or you're looking for an opportunity, I feel it's important to be confident in your skill set, because I see that you have been doing a lot of soul searching in your career and wondering what it is that you really want to do, maybe restructuring, taking a different approach, but the goal is the same. But ultimately, I see you securing a position that is like a leadership position or a position that is higher up than what you had before. And I feel like you're a natural born leader, someone who is very fair, someone who is, meticulous. You pay a lot of attention to detail. And I feel that you're someone who would be very well respected in a leadership position, okay? Six of Pentacles also indicates really that you're checking the exchange. Is it fair, the amount of money that you're getting for the effort that you put in? And some of you, I feel, I'm just getting this energy of overqualified, okay? That's what I'm getting here. So some of you are like super overqualified for the job that you're doing right now. So I feel some of you are going to find an alternative position that actually utilizes your skill set and pays you accordingly as well. Now we've got the Page of Swords. Indicates you're very curious about what else is out there, and pages, they often bring news. So I really get a sense here that you're going to investigate either new opportunities, put your resume out there, or just, you know, have a little look to see what's out there, because I feel like you are trying to increase your finances. And some of you may have felt that you've been swimming against the tide in your career, and you may have felt that you are going through a time of metamorphosis, and you're asking the universe, when can you catch a break? When is it your time to, level up or get some more money in? I feel that October is a transitional month for you. It's not that it's not going to happen in October. I feel it's more in the end of October into November for you. So I got to be honest that October seems to be like a big shift month where you start to build more confidence in your skill set, where you enjoy what you do, as long as you're fairly been recompensed for it financially. Page of Swords is an indication that some of you, especially since it's in the resistance position, like I got it in the reverse, some of you may have been having a little bit of brain fog because you've had a lot on your plate. Sometimes when we're super stressed and we've got a lot on, our brain sort of short circuits, and this has been coming up in a couple of readings recently. So I do feel the pressure is on a lot of people at the working environment right now. You may feel like you want to, move into something new because we have the Eight of Cups here, but the Eight of Swords is present. So it's like you may want to leave something, but you feel a little bit stuck. Perhaps we've all got to pay bills, so you may feel that you want to find a new opportunity, but you have to stay where you're at right now because you don't want to leap into something that's not there right now, or you're just searching, and perhaps there's been no opportunities heading your way. I definitely see one coming that you will be very curious about in October, but it doesn't become something solid until November. Okay, that's what I'm seeing there. I can't force the messages. I see what I see, so I have to give you what I give you. I can't just like make something up for you, especially since we've got the King of Cups, which is a Scorpio energy, and it's like end of October into November is Scorpio season. So I'm just picking up this energy that there is an opportunity coming your way, either for promotion, so it could be where you're at right now, or it could be something, well, I see Eight of Cups, which kind of indicates that some of you are leaving a position and you're finding something better. Okay, it may not feel like that at first. So for example, even if you are staying where you're at, you may be offered a promotion, so you have to change all aspects of the position that you're in right now. You're embracing something new. Some of you may be a little bit anxious, like, can I do this? You're stepping up and you want to prove to yourself and to others that you're capable. You're more than capable. I keep getting this energy of overqualified, okay? Because I feel you deserve more for what you offer when it comes to the working environment. Some of you may actually decide to leave a position if you feel like you're undervalued and, not recognized or utilized in the way that you're hoping for in terms of like your skill set, but also in terms of financial reward. You may feel it's just not fair, the exchange. Okay, so I feel you may find a new position coming on in. Now, also, it's worth noting that the Page of Swords is someone who has an incredible mind. It's often genius ideas that come from the Page of Swords. Some of you may even decide to put yourself on a course of learning, or you've been hoping to take a class or take a course of learning in order to upskill, but you may feel that you haven't been able to afford it. It's really important to recognize that YouTube is an incredible social media platform. I'm not here to advertise, but you can find anything at all on the internet for free, like how to. Okay, so if there's something you're trying to learn to help you upskill in your career in some way, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a video online for free on YouTube or some sort of social media platform. So just look out for that. So if you're wanting to increase your skills in some way, I definitely see that you don't have to pay for it, or you don't have to pay as much money for it. Some of you may even, if there's something in particular you really want to study that's very niche and you can't find anything on it, I definitely see that you get a discount on that course. So I feel like you won't have to worry about finances regarding that. Now, moving on, we've got the moon card, which tends to represent your goals, your dreams, okay? But also, I nearly showed that to the microphone. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, we've got the moon card there, which, as I said, connects to your goals and your dreams, but it also feels very uncertain. The moon card is a transformational card where you become very aware of the position that you're in and the changes around you, and you're tapping into your inner awareness for answers. So trusting your intuition is really acutely needed in the month of October, especially since we've got a tower. Okay, so I mean, if you're in a career environment, you may hear of sudden news, for example, of people leaving. There may be suddenly, the tower is showing up a lot for most signs for the career reading. So there could be some shocking exits in your company, or even if you're an entrepreneur, there may be some shocking new policies that require you to be very flexible or change the way that you operate or approach your every working day. And I would say also that you got this, because the Hierophant is really about having faith. It's about learning to navigate the changes. And with the Death card is actually super positive, because it means, you're making space for something greater, something better is on its way. So even if you're putting yourself out there for, an interview, for a new position, and it doesn't go your way, it just means that the universe is lining up something that is even better for you. That's coming through there very strongly. The Death card also indicates that some of you, especially since you've got the Six of Pentacles there and the Page of Swords, I'm getting two energies. One is you tend to take up a lot more work than other people. And what I mean by that is people may delegate onto you, or you may feel that people don't pull their weight, and you're always the one who's doing a lot of work, and you're like, oh, does anybody not notice that nobody's doing the work here? I'm doing the work, yet we're still being paid like similar rate. So I feel that there is someone in a position of authority or power who will notice this, and they will make some restructures, okay? I do see that there is, it's almost like appraisal energy that's coming through here. And it could be that either you're getting an appraisal, or there is someone in a position of authority who is watching this time period. It's like, I'm just getting energy of end of September, October. Okay, once November comes around, I feel like that's over, that energy. It feels like someone is watching, because there may be some cutbacks going on in the company that you work at. Okay, so I'm just going to pull a card on that. So I feel like there's this energy, and I don't want you to be paranoid, but I feel like there's a potential for someone to be watching who's pulling their weight and who's not, because they're set to make some cutbacks, and someone's been given a task to choose who that is. Okay, so just let me pull a card on that. Strength card and the King of Swords. Okay, someone who's a very deep thinker, someone who is very austere in a managerial position. This is someone who's quite cold, sometimes someone quite detached. They're watching and they're waiting because they have to take action on something. So just watch out there. I do actually see that if you leave a position, I feel like it's of your own volition. I feel like you, because your overarching energy is the Death card, which means some of you are cultivating your career right now, and you are actually cutting out things or practices that you feel not happy with or waste your time. So if anyone's doing the leaving, I feel it's you. If you're deciding to leave a position, because the Eight of Cups is like, I'm done. This isn't rewarding anymore. I don't feel fulfilled. I'm going to go where I feel valued. I'm going to search for something alternative. So I actually see that if anybody's leaving a circumstance, you're in control of that leaving. I don't feel like you're being given the nudge. That's what I feel. Okay. Now, I just want to pull a separate card on that Tower on its own. Okay, just to see what that is, because the Moon card and the Tower can indicate that the universe is orchestrating things behind the scenes, and you're not aware of all the circumstances yet. All is not what it seems. I feel like there's an opportunity that will be communicated to you. You're going to receive some sort of news in the month of October that changes everything in your career. Could be a new project, could be a new client, could also be a new position available. And you're going to feel a little bit worried about this, because it means some of you may need to travel, or you may walk away from something that perhaps you've been doing for such a long time. But ultimately, long term, it's going to be very rewarding for you. Okay. I also see some of you being headhunted. So that is a real potential here. The Strength card is coming out again for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. Now, the Page of Pentacles indicates an opportunity being attracted to you at this time. You make a lot of effort. Pages are, the start of something. So some of you may have applied for a new position, whether it's a promotion or whether it's a new position outside your current circumstances. I definitely see that happening for you, and I see you magnetizing it towards you. The Queen of Wands indicates that people like working with you. You pay a lot of attention to your work, and you're an inspiration to work with as well. So I feel, this basically, the Queen of Wands is a card like a magnet. So I feel like you are in a very powerful position right now to attract an opportunity towards you. It's a lucky break. Okay, but it's more than that. You're very gifted. So I feel like you've worked really hard for this, and I feel this is something that will bring in more finances for you. Also, I see with the Page of Pentacles that there's just this energy of you putting a lot of effort in, but also you need to be inspired, because if it's all just work, 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 you start to feel that things are dull and you get frustrated. So I feel the Queen of Wands is there. You need inspiration, and I feel there's going to be a potential for you to collaborate creatively with somebody, and I feel like you're offered more money because you're really good at what you do. Instantly, someone sees, and this could be the headhunting energy, someone sees that you're capable of more, so they want to offer you more. It could be a new status position as well. There is more responsibility with it, and I feel like you've got this. But I definitely see with the Queen of Wands as well that this is a card of following your passions, and the money will flow. It will come towards you. Some of you are setting up or launching something creative that will bring in more money, more clients, more attention, and it will increase your bank balance. And as I said, some of you may have second streams of income, because that Six of Pentacles is really pulling my attention towards it. So it tends to mean you've got many ideas where you could be setting up different pathways for yourself. Don't spread yourself too thin. Now, I just want to say, if you do work in a career environment, be mindful of what you say, because I'm getting a sense here that the walls have ears. Okay, I know that's such a cryptic thing to say, but I get a sense here, if anyone's gossiping, you may be overheard. And if you're part of the gossip, where you're listening to it or talking in that way, I feel like you could be caught and it could go against you in some way. So just watch what you say, because I just get a sense that during this period, there's some sort of change or shift going on, and I feel there's someone watching. I keep getting it, so I have to be honest there. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, I feel like things look really good for you, but there may be some changes that happen that may shock you. So it could be something that you have to immediately address. It requires your attention, but it will change the way that you work. Ultimately, it will be resolved and all will be fine, but it may give you a little bit of a first, okay? It may give you a little bit of a surprise. Let me see what that energy is, okay? I mean, it could be like some new governmental policies, could be that you have to document your work in a different way, or perhaps there's like a sudden, a client suddenly leaves you because they're retiring, or, oh my gosh, you're getting the same cards again. We've got the Lover's card and the Ten of Pentacles. Ultimately, you recover the situation, whatever it is. It works out in your favor, and in the end, you kind of love it. But whenever humans are faced with change, we start to feel a little bit anxious, because we're like, okay, this is different. I'm used to a pattern. I'm used to a cycle. And although you don't want to be bored in a cycle of repeat, I feel sometimes it's really nice as humans to know where you're at. And I feel there's something changing here that may make you feel a little bit unsettled, but ultimately you're attracting more money and the right opportunities towards you. When you apply a Queen of Wands to a career reading, it really means that you're in the flow of following your passions, that you're going to create, strong bonds, maybe even network with people who are like-minded, and you're going to be inspired. And this is a card also that indicates that your passion leads the way. Express yourself in your own unique way. There's a lucky opportunity coming towards you. And it's worth noting that the Sun is present in your resistance position, which means it will be in the upright at the end of October. So that means there's a positive experience, success is there for you, and I feel like suddenly you have a lot of clarity in your career, and I feel your confidence is blooming. But it's worth noting that sunflowers, they only follow the sun. Okay, they follow the sun throughout the whole of the day. And I feel like you have decided you're only going to follow the sun. You're only going to follow your heart. And the Lover's card, when you apply it to a career reading, it can indicate two things. One is that you are having to make a big decision in your career right now, and you're checking in with the exchange. You want to follow your heart, and you are attracting an opportunity that you will have to sign a contract or a proposal contract for, and it will be a partnership that will stand the test of time. And partnered with the Ten of Pentacles, that's a really good omen that there is more money coming in. So it could be that you've longed to work in an industry that you're now moving into, or a company that you've always wanted to connect to, or a lucrative client that you wanted to get on board. Whatever it is, you're attracting that at this time. But also the Lover's card, some of you may, decide to partner up with somebody that you care about or that you trust. Worth mentioning, you should always get like a contract drawn up regardless. But the Lover's card really is about attracting what your heart desires and being on the right path. And the Ten of Pentacles kind of speaks for itself. More money coming on in. I mean, you're starting with a 4 and a 6 of Pentacles, and then it's going to a 10. So I definitely see you increasing your finances, attracting more abundance. I mean, I feel if you're in a long-term position, there is a potential of a bonus coming on in here. I feel like you're going to be able to save a little bit of it, but not all of it is what I see. I feel like, you're going to have to pay bills. The Queen of Wands also is someone who likes to spend. So I feel some of you are going to be, of course, spending and then saving. I feel like there is a balance there. And it's worth noting that with the Ten of Pentacles, I feel like you're attracting more. So whatever you spend, I feel like it gets replaced. You are in a cycle of repeat there as well. Now, also the Ten of Pentacles indicates that you are tapped for affluence, but also that your knowledge and experience is bringing in more opportunity to increase your finances. Your dedication and your hard work is building a solid foundation financially. So I feel some of you are going to be able to pay into pensions, or you may be looking at your pensions at this time as well, and really focusing on, increasing your finances. Ultimately, I really do see that your predominant energy is wanting to, utilize your skills and also be happy working where you're at. And if you feel like you're in a toxic environment, or you feel that things are not fair in your current circumstances, and you feel like there's no support, I feel like you're leaving a position behind. Now, we do have the Hierophant, which indicates a lot of learning. So if there's some changes here, I feel like they do require learning. It could be a new package that comes in, an electronic package that you have to implement. Maybe your boss brings in a new way of working, or you are an entrepreneur and you decide that you want to branch out in your career, expand your business, and you feel that perhaps you need a new laptop to do something creative, or perhaps you are learning a new way of working. It requires you to be flexible and learn more. And I definitely get an energy that you're increasing your knowledge throughout the month of October, because there are some changes happening here. Ultimately, the Hierophant indicates that people in positions of power, or, people of note in your career, whether they are, CEOs, or whether they are people high up in your industry, I feel like they're noticing your skill set and admiring you from afar. And I feel like they either want to collaborate with you or they want to elevate you. And also with the Hierophant, I feel some of you are trying to take a very traditional route, but it may not be for you, especially since the Death card, the Tower, and the Moon card are there. I feel like you are a very intuitive person, and rules and regulations, of course, they're there for guidance, but I feel like you're a maverick, and you may be, putting a unique spin on something that's probably been done before, but I feel like you are bringing your own unique skill set to it, and I feel like you're changing it. Remember, you are a maverick in your energy. Now, these are the cards that I'm going to pull a card on. We've got the Eight of Cups. So some of you are doing a lot of soul searching, wondering if you're on the right path. But right now with the Eight of Cups, I feel like something is giving me this energy that all that glitters is not gold. So for example, if you're in a position where you're getting a lot of money, but it's soul destroying, or you feel that people are very toxic, or you feel that you're underestimated, undervalued, and, just looked over for promotions, I feel like you're leaving. I don't feel any sort of money would be able to keep you there. I feel like you want to be free. I feel like you want to break free from a situation that has kept you feeling very stuck for a while. If you're happy where you're at, I definitely get a sense here that you're searching for more. I feel some of you may take a different approach to your career. You may, try to ask for a promotion or raise. I actually see it's available to you. I feel like you're going to hear news about it before you've even asked for it. So I feel like you won't even have to ask for it, really, is what I see there. Now we do have the 8, the 9, and the 10 of Swords. So let me just pull a card on that. I mean, the fact that you got double 8 there also indicates that you're increasing your wealth, because double 8 is the money number. It means you're going to multiply your finances. So that's really good that you got an 8 of Cups and an 8 of Swords. But the 8 of Swords here indicates some of you have been feeling stuck, or you're anxious about something. You may be worried about something and you're trying to get clarity. You may have to make a decision and you're trying to build the courage to face something that perhaps has been really difficult. Now, this could be a person. It could be someone who's been making your life a misery at your working environment, and you may take it to HR, especially since you've got the Hierophant there. You may take it to a governing body that can really sort of judge the situation, and I feel like it is going to go in your favor. I don't see the Justice card here, so it may not go legal, but I feel there is a potential for compensation in this situation if someone really is making your life a misery. 10 of Cups, 3 of Swords. Okay, so there could be someone who's like trying to isolate you or leave you out in some way. I feel like this person feels threatened by your work ethic and your skill set and your talent. We've got the 3 of Swords here as well. Okay, so things have been pretty difficult for you. This person may try to wound you with words or say, really snide remarks. This is not going to resonate with everyone. I hope it doesn't resonate with everyone, to be honest. And we've got a 10 of Cups, which means you know what you have to offer and you're not going to allow this person's energy to infiltrate yours, and you're just going to be busy successfully, and your success is your revenge. But also, some of you behind the scenes, I feel like you're putting a smile on things when things have been difficult. I feel when anybody asks you how you do and you're like, oh yeah, I'm great. But deep down, I feel like you're going through a bit of a struggle. The 5 of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords, some of you may have been a little bit worried about financial loss, or some of you have been unwell recently and you're trying to, make sure that you don't lose your job. I actually see that you will return to your working environment if you have been unwell. Take the time you need to get back to best before you re-enter the working environment, because you just don't want to set back, okay? Also, with the 5 of Pentacles, this is a card of... It's a very important card, actually, of not drawing attention to your weaknesses, especially if you're going into an interview, okay? Because you actually have a lot to offer that others do not. So it's very important to recognize that. Something that maybe you've been praying for or wishing for that has been very difficult to work towards, okay? Especially with the 3 of Swords there, the struggle. The 10 of Cups indicates you got this, and that it will turn out exactly the way you'd hope for. This is peace of mind. This is things working out effortlessly for you, but it's also about taking pleasure in all that you've accomplished, because sometimes you're the sort of person who reaches a goal, then you're on to the next. You never give yourself time to slow down and recognize that you're doing a really good job, and actually along the way you're hitting milestones in your career, and they should be celebrated as much as the big wins, okay? Now let me just pull a card on this. First of all, the 9 of Swords is really calling my attention. I'm getting an energy of some of you have not been getting the best sleep, and therefore your mind has been a little bit exhausted. So it's really important to address any sleeping issues that you have there. Also, the 10 of Swords can indicate that some of you are gracefully leaving something behind because you just feel stuck there, stagnant, but it's also making you feel a bit anxious that you're moving away and changing something about your career in some way. But ultimately, I see that you got this, you're heading in the right direction, and you're going to be so happy where you end up, okay? Also, the 10 of Swords can indicate that you may feel that nobody's got your back at your working environment, and it just makes the environment feel like there's no support, and it just feels empty. Okay, yeah, 5 of Wands. People bickering, or even, 5 of Wands can indicate there's a lot of different personalities that are vying for attention, and I feel It's important to recognize that you actually stand out as being someone who's very successful. And when people are really talented and gifted, other people, they don't like it because it actually highlights that they don't have the skill set that you have. And sometimes you may find that people try to take credit for your ideas, or they try to derail you or drain your energy by trying to enter into gossip or trying to enter into negative discussions to knock your confidence. So stay strong, okay? Let me see what else is going on there. Now, the Five of Wands also is a card of creatively brainstorming. So some of you, especially since the price of living is going up, everything's increasing in finances, prices of food, gas if you've got a car, things like that, they're changing. And I feel like you are trying to navigate your way through these difficult circumstances, and you're trying to brainstorm new creative ideas to bring in more finances. Some of you may literally, especially since you've got the Six of Pentacles there, some of you may literally sell things that perhaps you have at home that you've outgrown, evolved from, and you'll find that actually you set up a nice little second stream of income there that brings in more money. And some of you may use your creative gifts in order to launch a new idea or launch a business that will become like such a lucrative venture, okay? Now, we've got the Page of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. So with these cards combined, the Five of Wands indicates there's a lot of competition out there, but keep your eyes peeled because there is a new opportunity coming your way. And I actually feel like, as I said, you'll be headhunted. But the Ace of Pentacles indicates a new position becoming available that brings in more finances, the start of something more. This is prosperity in its purest form. It's a concrete offer that comes in. It's a result of your hard work. And I definitely see that you are aligning yourself with success here. You're making an impact and a dent in your career. And I definitely get a sense here also that your reputation is going from strength to strength. This card indicates that you are actually going to see abundance made manifest in the physical plane. So concrete evidence that you are elevating in your career. So something is being offered to you here. You'll hear news of it. It could be a promotion, raise, or a new position that becomes available, but it does require you walking away from something that you no longer need to connect to. So as I said, if there's something that you're letting go of, it's because you're grasping onto something so much more. Now, we do have a Four of Pentacles, which is long-term financial security and building a solid foundation. When you get this card, this is really about hanging on to money. It's like savings. So I definitely get a sense here that you're being very cautious about your finances, but also the Four of Pentacles is like a cautionary tale. It says, yeah, money's good, but are you living? Are you enjoying what you're doing? And if the answer is no, then, you spend a lot of your time in the working environment. So if you're bending over backwards and you feel that it's just not, floating your boat, or you're not inspired, I feel like you're really taking a long, hard look at your career right now, and you're putting yourself on the path to be more fulfilled in your career environment, and the money will flow from there. The King of Cups really indicates that you're stepping up. You're either moving into a leadership position or you're doing something that you love. And if you are already an entrepreneur, I definitely see that you're going to be able to save more finances and have a little bit more free time for yourself. So, you may reinvest that money into your business, but ultimately I also see that you have a little bit more freedom. And I feel, there's a big project coming your way because they're showing me a big ship right now. Ships tend to represent your journey, or an opportunity coming in. And I feel like there is one big opportunity headed in your direction that you're going to be so happy with, especially since that Ace of Pentacles came there. I'm just going to do one more before I move forward. The Star and the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, and they often have rabbits in the Queen of Pentacles, is to multiply your finances, to secure yourself in terms of your money, okay? Also, it's about sticking to your plan, that you've already started working really hard on something. Yes, there have been challenges, but that you've got this, and that there are opportunities and people willing to help you in your endeavors. And I feel like you are going to increase your finances. Now, some of you, because the Queen of Pentacles is connected to the home space, some of you may be launching something from home, or you are already working from home. The star energy tells me that you are getting a wish or a dream opportunity coming in. You're aligning yourself with new ideas, and I feel like you're in a new phase in your career where you are making sure that what you connect to is healthy, because I feel like you've been really tested, and some of you may have felt like you're drifting in your career, but suddenly you have intense clarity over the next 6 weeks. As I said, I feel like the 6 weeks is a transitionary period. And right at the end of it, an opportunity comes in. The star also indicates that you're going to be appreciated and recognized for who you are and what you bring to the table. And for some of you, if you want to be in the public eye, I definitely see that there's an opportunity coming in where you are launched to stardom, for example. And for some of you on a more local level, I feel like you are noticed by your peers for what you do. And I feel like you have a really strong reputation of being very professional, of someone who is a hard worker, someone who actually, puts your 110% in, someone who loves what they do and, won't stop until they get the job done. So I definitely see that your career is, or your career sector, shall I say, is changing. And I feel like you are going to have to be flexible in those changes. But I definitely see that you're going to benefit from these changes long term. It may not feel like it at first. I feel there may be a bit of like growing pains through some, of these changes, whether they are policies or a change in management or even a change in the way that you do something. But I feel ultimately you're starred for success, and I feel like you are on the right path. I knew you'd get a rabbit. Look at that. That's why they gave me the rabbit. They really highlighted that the rabbits were in the Queen of Pentacles. That's why they had me. And when I say they, I'm saying my guides, because I'm channeling at the same time as doing this reading. It says, quick return. Efforts are rewarded. Temporary work, fast pace, physical loan, interest, and commission. So there's definitely some sort of either bonus or some sort of extra money coming in for you. We've got discern. And it says here, screening your options, important choices, pros and cons, digging for gold, only the best. You deserve the best because you are the best. You bring the best to the table. You bring your A game. We've also got transition. As I said, this next 6 weeks, that's your main energy. You're in a transition period. So I'm definitely feeling that. I wish I could give you something a little bit more solid in your career reading, but I do feel like you've got a lot of options available to you, and you're going to be thinking through those options, and then it starts to all kick off, okay? It says ending and beginning, new job, quit, fired, moving, lost income, inherit, and hospice. Okay, so some of you may move into like the healthcare sector, or some of you are, leaving a job. I do feel that some of you are going to hear about redundancies, but I feel you walk away from something yourself if you're walking away from it. I see actually that you're in control of whether you stay or leave a position. So I just want you to be aware of that. Also, we've got the Matrix, revealing of truth. It says sacred work, a real career, a muse, a catalyst, and possibilities. So things are changing for the better for you. We also have recycle, what's old is new again, back to work, old job, new angle, refurbish, and resale. So that was coming through there. Some of you may be, as I said, selling stuff from home that you've outgrown, going into resale. So these are the energies, they're popping up in a different deck. They're the energies that I'm picking up on. Fierce approach to finance, guardian, daring moves, be the hero, protect your savings and treasures. So, I mean, you didn't get the Emperor energy, so I didn't pick up on that protective energy over your savings, but it stands to reason that you're protecting all that you work for should there be an economic fluctuation. I feel like you're making sure that your establishments where you hold your finances are not linked by license. And, something else that's been popping up for some of the signs is make sure you download a statement of what you have in your account, because sometimes there are electrical glitches and, you want to be able to prove that this was the amount that you had in your account should it's ever call for. So I'm just putting that out there as well. We've got big fish. So you may feel like you're a big fish in a small pond right now because they're giving me the energy of overqualified. And I feel like there's an opportunity coming in here for you that actually is right on target for who you are, what skill set you have, and the money that you deserve as well. It says reeling them in, good impression, on the hook, great catch, and a lucrative deal. We also have cutting edge. You're a maverick. And it says here, wielding your power, cutting expenses, innovative, open, aggressive, takeover, and warrior. There may be a restructure in management, as I said, or there's going to be some people leaving you. There may be like a shock exit of some people in the company that you work in, or perhaps, you know, in the industry that you're in. You may hear something about somebody leaving a sector. I mean, some of you may even hear of a client leaving because they're retiring. So I'm picking up that energy. And we've got courage. Now the courage card kept coming out for you. Okay. So, I mean, I feel that's like an omen where, I mean, it's the strength card, of course, but the lion energy kept coming out. You are king or queen of the jungle, and the world, of course, is a jungle. So I feel it's really important that you are making some bold moves in your career. It says here, move past the fear, right mindset, taking steps, standing out, helping others, and credit. So I feel like you're going to be in credit, and I definitely get a sense here that you are in leadership mode, because the lion represents leadership, being that king or the queen of the jungle. It's really about you making moves towards your destiny and being right on target. Okay, so I'm just going to go and get some room before we close. Oh, they've only given you one. Let me see. Can I feel the energy first? Okay, so we have destiny, because I'm seeing Wheel of Fortune right now. I haven't looked at it just yet, but I'm feeling Wheel of Fortune energy. Is it? Yes, it's the Destiny Rune. So this is dice, okay, dice rune, and this is really about, you know, you attracting an opportunity, taking the initiative to change your circumstances or take a risk, you know, but I feel like it's a calculated risk. And also there's like, sometimes this rune can connect to secrets. So I feel like some of you are either headhunted and you're going to keep it to yourself. You're going to move out of a position because you've got a better opportunity. So you may be keeping, you know, a calculated move on the down low before you activate that. But also I get a sense here that some of you may be told about a position or an opportunity before it is advertised, because whoever's headhunting you, I feel like they want you for the position. Okay. Now, also, I would say be careful who you tell your ideas to, because I feel like there is someone who may try to take credit for your ideas. I just get like an energy of disloyalty with this rune. I don't often get that energy, so I would just watch out for that, especially since we've got a Page of Swords in the reverse. That can indicate someone who's very immature, who, you know, they see that you've got a lot of skills, and I feel like they may be envious. Okay, so just watch out for that. Also, I would say do everything above board, lead with integrity, because this is a time period that we're in with the planetary alignments that if you decide to fast track something and it is not legal, for example, you're going to get caught. Okay, I don't see anything, you know, not legal here at all, but that energy just popped in, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, that's not going to resonate with everyone. It's not going to resonate with anyone, I hope, but for some reason it came in, so I have to mention it. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading, my beautiful Gemini. If it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Gemini, and love and light.